Croak from Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 7, offers the greatest clue as to who is pursuing Shauna, Melanie Linsky. The recording that was left for Shauna is a key component of the puzzle surrounding the stalker's identity, which has been one of the main mysteries of Season 3. The conclusion of Episode 2 of Yellowjackets Season 3 suggested that Shauna's history with Melissa, Jenna Burgess, may be related to the person following her. The mystery is taken in a different path in Episode 7, even if Melissa might be related to Yellowjackets' present-day timeline. Episode 7 plays more of the tape's audio, indicating that it was recorded during the survivor's wilderness stay. The audio depicts the fate of Edwin, Nelson Franklin, a new wilderness character who was first presented at the conclusion of Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 6. Although Lottie, Courtney Eaton, brutally kills Edwin, his fellow scientist Hannah, Ashley Sutton, holds the secret to identifying the person who has been pursuing Shauna in Season 3. Hannah Finch's daughter, who perished in the wilderness, is Shauna's stalker. And Hannah spent considerable time with the teenage survivors prior to her death, in contrast to Edwin, who was nearly killed after meeting them. Although it's unclear exactly how this occurred, Hannah's death in the wilderness has been confirmed. A cassette that Hannah left behind before she passed away eventually found its way back to her daughter. Shauna, Misty, Christina Ricci, Tysa, Tawny Cypress, and Van, Lauren Ambrose, had never known Hannah had a kid, even though they had spent time with her prior to her passing. Shauna pieced the puzzle together, discovered that Hannah had a daughter who had been pursuing her, and tracked down the daughter's location in Richmond, Virginia, thanks to some impressive detective work that impressed Misty. Hannah's daughter appears to be aware of her mother's passing because of the tape. She has therefore listened to the horrifying recording that captured her mother's last moments. With the tape serving as a menacing message to the Yellowjackets, Hannah's daughter has more than enough motive to seek retribution for the trauma. Shauna explained what was on the recording Hannah's daughter sent her. Hannah tapes a message for her daughter, Alex, while she is in hiding from the Yellowjackets. Although not all of Hannah's words are shown, the recording serves as an emotional farewell, with the main goal of the message being Hannah's declaration of love for her daughter. In addition, Hannah discusses her desire for her daughter to be proud of her and to be more than a teenage mother. Her daughter was too young at the time to comprehend these things, but now, 25 years later, she does. Additionally, the recording captures Lottie driving an axe into Edwin's head, and the astonished reactions of all those in attendance, including the adolescent Shauna, Sophie Nalise, exclaiming, "Holy shit!" The tape serves as evidence of the atrocities perpetrated by the survivors and of what actually occurred in the forest. As a mother today, Shauna finds it distressing to hear the message Hannah left for her daughter, and unsettling to hear the joyous response her teenage self had to Edwin's death, even though she wishes to keep the truths on the tape hidden. How was the recording obtained by Hannah's daughter? Tyson notes that both Yellowjackets are now dead and that Melissa and Jen, Vanessa Prasad, became close to Hannah. Whether Melissa and Jen pass away in the wilderness or in the years following their rescue is left unclear. It's possible that one of Melissa or Jen carried the cassette back to civilization and gave it to Hannah's daughter if they both made it through the wilderness. She could have trusted either of the adolescent survivors with the tape because she was close to Hannah. Although it might seem more significant if Melissa had brought the tape back because of Shauna and Melissa's intimate relationship, Jen could still have been involved. Melissa and Jen were survivors who received little attention or character development in earlier seasons. Not only has Melissa emerged as a major figure in the history of the 1990s, but she and Jen are also likely to be the cause of the main danger facing the Yellowjackets today. Why, after 25 years, does Hannah's daughter want to get even with Shauna? It makes sense that Hannah's daughter would want to exact revenge on the Yellowjackets, but it's unclear why this is happening 25 years later and why Shauna has been the main target. The tape may have just lately come into her possession, which would explain the 25-year delay. Hannah's kid would have been unaware of her mother's fate and the Yellowjackets' role in her demise for years if she had only recently received the recording. Another possibility is that Hannah's daughter has possessed the recording for some time, but she has been carefully planning her retaliation. One possible explanation for Shauna's primary target status is that she is the one who murders Hannah in the end. Hannah is still alive at the end of Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 7, but Edwin's fate has already been decided. Teenage Shauna is now in head of the group after Natalie Scatorcio, Sophie Thatcher, was deposed. She can kill Hannah, and her friends might not be able to stop her. Teenage Shauna has already stated that she thinks they can murder Hannah and Kodiak, Joel McHale, the guide, and yet be saved. The question surrounding the identity of the adult Lottie's killer, Simone Kessel, may also be resolved if Hannah's daughter is accusing Shauna of killing Hannah. Given that Edwin was close to her mother and that Lottie was the one who killed him, Hannah's daughter might also have been retaliation for Edwin. Her daughter wouldn't have had as much motivation to attack Misty, Taysa, and Van if they hadn't been engaged in Hannah's murder. Shauna and Hannah's daughter will now have a heated argument in Yellowjackets Season 3, Episode 8, as the survivors are still affected by and haunted by the past.